I cheated on my boyfriend last night. Serious decision. Hi everyone. You can say whatever you want, I deserve it. I was on my last day in Europe and I decided to go out. I was blackout drunk to the point I couldn't remember who I was with and the fact that I was in a relationship. I made out with a girl. I was so drunk I threw up at the club and was kicked out. I could barely walk. I had to get support while walking back by the people I was with. As soon as it was morning and I realized what I did, I texted and called him right away and told him what happened. Rightfully so, he was upset, pissed off, disrespected. He said he needed time to process. I have expressed how sorry I am and how I wish I could take it back. I was texting him the entire night right up until it happened. At some point I was just so drunk I was literally just existing, and then that's when that happened, I suppose. I love my boyfriend so much. So much. I texted him constantly throughout the trip, called him pretty much daily, even multiple times a day. I have showed him so many times how much I love him, so he is obviously extremely hurt and confused as to why I would do that. Says it's inexcusable despite being drunk, and I agree. I agree. I know I hurt him and it is gut-wrenching and soul-crushing. I hurt the person I missed and loved the most. An hour ago he said it's over, he doesn't understand why I would do that. That his only ask was loyalty and I broke that. He feels silly for putting so much time and effort into our relationship for me to have cheated. While I do respect his decision, I can't help but wonder if perhaps he might change his mind. I begged for a chance and that he didn't have to make up his mind now. He said alright, I'm going to sleep. I love him so much. I am extremely ashamed and disappointed that I became who I hated the most. I told him about changes I'd be doing. No alcohol, no going out, no putting myself in situations where that could be possible. I take full accountability of my actions. I know I don't deserve him and he doesn't deserve this, but I genuinely cannot see a life without him. It's not one of those, you don't know what you have until you lose them. I knew what I had. I'm beyond myself that I let myself get to that point. I literally did everything with him, talked to him 24/7. Every time I got drunk I only thought about him until last night I went way past my limit and obviously went to someone else, and for what reason? I'm still trying to process my decisions. I don't deserve any sympathy here and I'm not asking for it. I just want to ask what I should do next. I'm going to give him space.
Nothing any of you guys say about me will be new. I probably already said that to myself. I am going to be proactive and never do something like that again. I am now carrying a weight on my shoulders I will never get rid of. It will be in my conscience forever and shape what decisions I take for the rest of my life. Update December 25th, in case anyone sees this. Regarding him, he forgave me but hasn't gotten over it. Says maybe if our paths cross again in the future the trust will be there. We're in NC now because it's unfair to both of us if I keep initiating contact, so I officially let go. Regarding myself, the day after this I had to be admitted to a clinic and get sedated because I was inconsolable. Up until today I still struggle to forgive myself. This isn't to gather pity more so to let you all know I'm still suffering the well-deserved consequences. I still cry almost daily over this loss, both of myself and of the relationship. I was so close to killing myself a little over a month ago due to the immense guilt. I have slowly started to realize that life unfortunately moves on. There isn't a day where I don't mourn all of this. Not a day where I don't blame myself for hurting him so deeply. I still wish I could take it all back because I never meant to hurt him like this. Update January 26th. That night I was almost 1 week into neglecting/cold turkeying 4 psych meds, an SSRI, an SNRI, an atypical antipsychotic, and an anxiolytic, which according to my psychiatrist and the internet causes memory and cognitive impairment.
I explicitly remember not remembering anything about myself. I drank a good amount because I was with my brother and I wanted to be his cool older sister for the night since we couldn't go out together back in the States. Recently and without knowing, a friend brought up the possibility that we weren't in a good place prior to this happening that could have had an impact on the subconscious why. I never put that into perspective because I was so focused on my mistake, but it was true. At that point in my relationship I was feeling unimportant, disposable, and a second choice. 2.5 weeks before, literally right before leaving, I had actually broken up with him because he not only wished his ex's mom a happy Mother's Day, and his ex was telling their friends they were talking again because she kept on reaching out to him on Snapchat in the middle of the night, and he wasn't turning her down nor telling her he had a GF and didn't tell me for weeks or unadd her until I practically begged. But he chose to attend a last-minute festival over celebrating me on my birthday weekend. I left to Europe a couple of days after. The night the incident happened I was still really hurt and feeling unsafe in our relationship since we were supposed to talk things through after coming back from Europe, but that obviously didn't happen because we broke up for real before I came back. The more that I think about it, the more I realize many circumstances added up to the point of my infidelity. I'm closer to forgiving myself, but it's a really rough path. I still love him and I still wish he could give me a second chance, but I've come to understand that I did what was best by telling him and respecting his choice to break it off.